Hey y'all. It's another day. I know I always have this sweater on. This is my favorite sweater. But and I've been liking my hair like this lately. But what should I say? However, I'm so sleepy. I need to wake up. Yeah, we gonna do this over. Yeah, we gonna have to do this one over. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm just practicing. But I just want to make a video because I didn't do one yesterday, a full one about my status. I didn't go out driving yesterday. I just decided to rest and take a day off because I had got caught at the I started driving Uber, but then the oil change, you know how you get an oil change and they don't reset the light, like this, I don't know what it's called, but they don't reset the oil change thing meter. I'm gonna just call it a meter because I'm not really car savvy. To update it, they don't reset your oil change light when they do the oil change, so then you continuously drive and then you have to reset the oil change light. So yesterday I ended up having to go to Walmart because I had went to Discount Tire. I left them a wonderful review. They gave me they filled all my tires up, and then they put the caps on the tires because I didn't have any caps on my tires. So then I'm thinking I'm good. Like, so I'm driving. Like an hour goes by and then my freaking light came back on for the tires. So I'm like, did I run over a nail? Like, I really am oblivious when it comes to cars. And whenever I have an issue with the vehicle, it's like I start hyperventilating because I don't know how to fix the car. Like, and I'm thinking that every situation is just gigantic. So I'm like, I need to go to Walmart. I need to go to Walmart. I need to go to AutoZone. I need to have somebody look at this car because this is my moneymaker. Like, I need to have this car operating functionally. I already didn't get it a goddamn car wash, and I already didn't do my interior cleaning because I was gonna wait for the next sunny day to actually do all of that. You know, clean my car, spray, have it smelling good, scrape the seats real good. Like, I do that every 3 weeks to a month. You know, like, just thoroughly clean the car so that when it's time for me to return it, if I return it, you know, it's in good condition, you know. So I get to Walmart and I'm just thinking that maybe there's a nail in the tire, one of the tires, you know, and that they're gonna take the nail out. So I get there. Not only is there a nail in the tire, there's a nail in 3 tires, and the threads on the tire were running low. Like, I guess that's the thickness of the space in between the rubber. Like, for those of you who don't know about cars, because I had just learned this yesterday. So the threads was running low on my tire. I believe I probably heard that once before when I had my truck, but I really can't care enough to remember. So I ended up having to get 3 brand new tires. I don't know if they threw one in for free or if the other one was in good standing, because I did look at one tire. It did look good. I think that's the tire that they kept. But I ended up paying $324, $344. It was a number with a 4 in it. For me to replace all 3 tires, and the guy reset my light. On top of that, 2 weeks prior, I paid for an oil change. That was like $50-something. Like, that's $400. Like, they need to take a week off of my payments with this car because I'm fixing and doing things that should have been done when I got the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So, all in total, and I have the receipts. You know, I'm not one of those YouTuber that's going to be showing y'all, like, proof. I can show proof, but I just choose not to. I know what I did. So now, in effect of that, I was out in the auto center all day. It felt like yesterday. By the time I got back on the road, like, the peak hours were low, and I was just like exhausted. So I said that I was just gonna go in the house, and I wanted to clean up, but then I would have had to go to the dollar store to get, like, my bleach, all my cleaning stuff. Because, like, when I clean up, I clean. Like, I'm cleaning somebody else's house. Like I'm getting paid. That's how I clean. But I didn't wind up doing that. I just wanted to take a break, and I did. However, I think I'm gonna start saying however. Y'all used to watch My Wife and Kids, and what was his name? The little cute boy. However, what's his name? Stanley. I'm not really sure. But like I said, however, I get here and my phone starts ringing sporadically, and I'm just like, I'm driving Uber. I'm doing an Uber challenge, but this is really like a pre-challenge challenge, and it's not due to me because I'm really goal-oriented and driven, but I'm not a falsifier teller of the truth. Like, I'm going to tell the truth in a way that something actually happened. I'm not going to dress it up my own way. So the reason why I'm saying that this is now practice is because, heading into the new year, I missed a couple of days. Not by my choice, it's just drama. Like, I don't operate well under drama. I'm not going to drive my car stressed and get people in it. And, I don't like that energy. I'm not playing around with my life or nobody else's life. So, a couple of days in the beginning of the new year, I didn't drive. So at the end of this month, I can't truly say how much money I made or I would have made because all the days I didn't drive. So that's why I kind of was like easy on myself yesterday, because I was really mad that I wasn't able to drive because, I set out to do something, I'm doing it, but then things happen. That was something that was uncontrollable. So I didn't drive. I didn't drive. I was tired. I spent all this money. I wanted to make it back, but I just said I'm going to take a break and I'm going to get back at it tomorrow, which is today, and I'm going to be going out. So anyway, last night when I get in here, I'm just trying to relax. I still am on my air mattress. Like, I am going to pay my bills up for at least 2 months, 2 to 3 months, see if I could do that. Like, I believe I can do that. So that's what I want to do. I want to pay my bills up, especially my rent, for 2 to 3 months. I tried to sign up for health insurance on a deadline day with Uber. That was a whole doozy. I spent an hour, like yesterday or the day before yesterday, it was just a time-consuming day, and it was mentally exhausting, and I was just tired. So I was just like, I can't get health insurance because of the amounts of money I'm telling them I'm making. Like, oh, you're not qualified. So I don't know, y'all. I think I'm gonna be having to pay out of my own pocket for my doctor visits because of the money that I'm making. I don't really know if that's a pro or a con right now, but it is something that I'm learning on the way. So yeah, which I feel like a rich bitch. I'm not gonna lie, bitch. I pay for my doctor visits. But anyway, I'm excited, y'all. Like, if you can see it in my face, because this is just like the next step before the next step, which is the final step, but the final step to the other step that creates other steps, if that makes sense. Okay, so I am on this self-love, self-care journey as well. That was one of my goals that I wanted to start for the new year, but not our new year, the Chinese New Year, which I believe was yesterday or the day before. Like, I am heavily into the Asian culture. I was not groomed, but I was raised on Asian culture, which is like strict discipline, karate movies, all the whole nine. Like, like my grandmother looks like an Asian. Like, it's real. Like, honestly, I am Mulan. Really, like Mulan, not in the sense of the pretty part. Like, I'm pretty, but no, in a sense of like having to really fight and strive and work hard. That is me. Like, I don't never recall a time where I had it easy. Like, even when people think I had it easy, like, dude, the fuck, you know what it took me to get this $1,000 weave? Do you know what it took? You know how many hours I stayed up hustling, doing this, doing that, working 3 jobs? Like, man, like, only if they know. Like, that's what you find when you get older and you're a person that lives the life like I live, and then you got the people on the outside that say certain things like they don't know what the fuck they talk. It's because you make it look so easy. Make it look so good. They be thinking like you had it good. No, bitch. I work hard. So, yesterday when I'm in the house, I get a phone call. And for those of you who do not know, like, during the past couple of years from 2020 when I lost my mom, 5/26, 4 days before my birthday, and I fucking went crazy and had a whole mental breakdown. I was in a relationship, I thought, but I really wasn't, And what I'm saying is not to shade or defame that person. The things that I needed, I couldn't even give myself. I didn't even know that I needed them myself. I didn't even know what I was feeling. And trying to explain that to a person who can't really grasp too much is hard. So the past couple of years, and I'm looking away because I'm sitting by my window, like, I like to sit and look out the window at the sky. It's a gloomy day. I love rainy days. I really do. If I didn't have to pay my rent, like, I would stay in the house again today, clean up, play my music, sage my house. But I really believe I'm gonna try to wait and save that till next Sunday because I need to get this energy, these spirits out of my house. I just need to. For the past 2 years, I have been going through. Like, when people say go through, I have been going through, and it's not the sense of going through. Like, I don't feel like I'm a typical type of female. Like, I am alpha. I am a strong female. But the version of female that you get from me is based upon you, if that makes any sense. I just had a horrible relationship. I was vulnerable. I went out on a whim. I have so many reasons for choosing this relationship that really had nothing to do with my happiness. And as I sit back and I look in retrospect, it's like, I love this person, but I don't love this person to spend the rest of my life with this person, if that makes sense. I just don't. Like, I don't. Like, when I did, like how you have a teddy bear, your favorite teddy bear, and like you're so fearful of losing. It's your favorite teddy bear. I'm gonna say dog because I had a dog. My dog was London. Everybody who knows me that knows that I had London. London was my world. Like, my dog went with me everywhere. My dog was my child. Like, my mom watched that's my mom's first grandchild, okay? Before my nieces was here, it was London. I think that's the honest to God reason why my brothers had babies. Because of the way I used to act with my dog, like, they used to think I'm crazy. Like, this girl act like this dog. Yeah, that was my baby. So my baby had to grow up. When I was growing up, when I lost my mom, and I was grieving, I had gave her up to a friend of my grandfather's. And when I tell you that was one of the hardest moments in my life, like, I never cried so hard. I never been so heartbroken. Like, my dog was everything to me. And I know some people make jokes like, oh, that's a white people thing, people kiss dogs and all that. But London, I had a pug before, but London was my dog. Gasper the pug was our family dog, but London, that dog knew when I was sad. She knew she was me. Like, I have videos with her. Like, I will never forget London. Like, I think with losing my dog, a certain part of me died. Like, and I had to grow up. Like, I had to. We're going to take a moment of silence for London. And I'm so serious right now. Like, I just been through so much stuff with my dog. Like, I remember when I first got her, when she was a puppy, I took her to the mall. My best friend Jaylene, we got into her friends like a pickup truck, and I had like a doggy carrier bag where she could see, like in the mall. She was so little, and I had her dressed up in her little UGG boots and her little jacket. Like, I love my dog. I love everything. Like, when I love it, it's in its purest form. Like, I don't pretend. And I think that's why, I know that's why I'm so emotional. But anyway, back to the story. That's what it was like, when you have something like that, when you love it like that, and you fear of losing it, like you want to hold on to it so tight. I had that experience with the animal. And the next experience that I had without that animal was with him. And the way that I had to let him go was to let him do what he wanted to do, which he was already doing, and not caring about it. It's hard for me to not care about what a person does when I care about the person. And choosing to pack up a few of my belongings in two suitcases in a big bag, and telling my family goodbye, my grandparents on both sides when they were alive at the time, which was my grandma, both my grandmothers. That was deep for me. And it's not because I was leaving with him, because I knew then that I was going to be the one that had to carry the load, because he's just not as responsible and structured as I am, if that makes sense. But I felt like he would take life serious, being that, this is actually what we're doing. So I got a blessing from both my grandparents. It wasn't much, but it was everything to me, because it was all they had to give. I didn't want to ask for a large lump sum, because I'm not going to be taken from my grandparents for me and you. Like, it was really just to get us down there, and he just a fucking freeloader. He didn't really contribute anything. If he had cash on him, he didn't spend it. He acted like he didn't. Like, the whole relationship, looking back in retrospect, it was like sabotage. Like, he was never truly in it. He was just seeing what he can get from it, in a sense. And I, for some strange reason, he doubted me and my capabilities. I don't know why, because my mother was only a boss ass bitch. But in this relationship, it was the first time that I ever experienced physical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, all of the above abuse. And it was not pretty, but I was just so driven and accomplished. All I seen in my visions, because I wasn't even sleeping when I had these visions, was me being in my own place. And I did not know how I was going to get there and what I had to go through or sacrifice to get there. But I didn't care, because me and God is like this. So I went through it, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. But I had to mention that because, I had to let go of that fantasy, that idea that this person was the person that I saw them as, when they kept showing me who they were. That was a hard mental thing to kind of break, being that I was very vulnerable at that time. Like, everything that I ever knew to be good was gone. Like, it was gone. So I just tried to hold on to the image that I tried to portray to them before they left this earth, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people, that's close to me, or my mom or my family, would ask me, in my family, like, why you stay? And I really had to figure out the answer, and the best way to get the answer is to revisit the past. I revisit the past for a lot of things, because I'm fixing and I'm self-healing myself, and I'm breaking a lot of generational curses. And I know a lot of people say these words and these things as a cliche, but this is the truth for me. Like, I don't have nobody that I could really sit there and talk to about, that's going to be stern with me, that knows me, that knows the right amount of softness to give, knows the right things to say, knows what not to say, knows when to say, how to say, why they say. Like, they are gone. And I had to stop looking for them. And I had to look for them in myself. Because I had to realize that all the lessons and hardships and talks, me and my family, my mother and both my grandmother, we had a lot of talks. Like, gosh, I feel like I feel like in the future I'm gonna project all of my learnings to the world. I don't know how. If it's gonna be in theater, movie, books, I do not know. But I know I'm gonna flash the message. So yeah, once I grasped that and I stopped looking outward for the love that was put in me, I stopped caring. And not in the sense of stop caring like I don't fuck the world, but in the sense of I have to do what I have to do because I have to do it. I don't have time to convince somebody what I'm capable of. I don't have time. Like, I don't went, like, imagine this. You are so broken down to the core, but yet and still you have it in you to go out there and seek and find and collab and learn and be in your pain. I didn't wait to be healed. I was maneuvering through life, figuring out what Harriet Tubman, like, really, through this pain, through this trauma. My whole life has been trauma. All I've seen is trauma. All I've seen is things that I shouldn't have seen. I was not protected. And I'm still striving, going, while fighting this man, still looking, seeking for a better me. You gotta be determined to get to where you're going. And even love cannot stop you. Like, love is a great feeling. It's good to have. It's good to experience, especially when it's with somebody who is of value and worth it. You know, your time, and it can match you and understand you can grow in a positive way from it. Love is beautiful, but you're going to have to go through different types of love before you can appreciate that love that I just explained. And me growing up with so much responsibility and being sheltered in the sense of the dating world, because I wasn't sheltered in any other way besides, you know, sexual, all of that shit. My mother tried to keep a guard on that for as long as she could, you know. I was awkward, socially awkward when it comes to like stuff like that because I didn't have that much experience. And I know that, you know, when I feel for somebody, I could be a bit much. You know, because everything I do is much. It's not like I don't know how to, like, it's like eating a piece of cake that you don't need to have. Like, I don't know that you got to take a thin slice. No, I'm going to take a big slice because I eat the cake, you know? So I really had to learn, like, and I had to be okay with it. So anyway, he calls me because we've been separated, like, this whole relationship has been like Kill Bill. Like, you know, like I just didn't understand. I still don't understand why he treated me the way he treated me when I didn't do half as many things to him as the people that he told me about. You know, all I did, which I'm not trying to justify, is, you know, I went live and I kicked him out because when I said it to him, woman to man, he took me as a joke, didn't give me back my key and took his time. And when I say go, I mean go. I done found out enough about you to go, and the respect was lost. You needed to go. So that's what I did, and that's something that he waved over my head. And you can't be mad at me for reacting to bullshit that you caused. I didn't want to talk about this. I was going to keep it inside. But as I look back to who I am, I've always been a person to give the world me. Like, I don't live in secret because I'm not ashamed of anything. And yes, me being the good person that I am, I reacted in negative ways, if that's what you want to say. And I still don't regret it. I still do not feel sorry for it because all of this stuff happened when I lost my mother. You know, this is not just typical relationship shit. My mom was alive. No, my world was falling apart. It fell apart. And then to find out something like that after I'm still holding it together, talking to you, being mindful like an adult, and you, this is what you got for me. Like, that's really what I felt. So once I came to that, you know, conclusion, I even have friends and supported me, whatever. I think he was more concerned about the way he looked as a person. It never had anything to do. This relationship never had anything to do with the way that I feel, because even up until now, to this day, it's all about what's portrayed to the outer people. You know, you talk good about me, you say good things about me to people, but you don't make me feel good. And once I realized that, I cannot be with a person who wants to please the village, because you can never have a castle with the king who wants to please the village. How we gonna build something? You always out there trying to project to other people that your life is so grand. Like, if it's so grand, it'll be something for people to see instead of you always having to talk about it. Like, so I'm a very private person when it comes to my relationship, but you know, with me also being spiritual, and I was raised with a Christian background, the way I was taught is when you've gone through something, you go through something, you release it. And the way that I release things is the way that I'm doing. This is the more healthier way than me shouting in my phone to my camera. You know, like, I don't know. People just go through stuff. But this is a more healthier way for me. And I'm growing. I grew. I'm still growing. And this is just a level up, I feel like. You know, I don't want to hide any parts of me, because I'm not ashamed, you know. I love deeply, I love. You know, now it's time for me to focus on me and love me. Because the things that I accepted or that I went through in this relationship, like, I could talk to you for days about it. Because I would never forget a motherfucking thing. It just showed me the unhealthy part of myself and that individual. And it just keeps growing to a more bigger chaos. So I'm choosing to share it because that's what I do. But so I'm in a process right now of actually healing myself, my mental, my heart, everything, my finances, everything is starting from zero. You know, if you keep up and you follow me in this video, you will see that I have moments where I'm like this, you know, very conservative and peaceful, humble, kumbaya. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. I don't, maybe for recreational purposes, that's if I'm around company, but I'm not a person that needs a blunt to get through the day. I'm not a person that needs a drink to get through the day. Maybe a drink to go to sleep, but not to get, I can't wind down. I can't turn down for what? I can't, but I am setting out to fulfill my family's purpose, to carry on a legacy. And as much as I would like a partner, I feel like my partner, if he is my ordained partner, because I'm not trying to bash him, but if he is my ordained partner, there are things about himself that he needs to work on, and he needs to heal himself. And he cannot heal himself around me, because the level that I am at, he has yet to get to. And it's going to create like a certain level of envy, which has happened so many times. And it's this time, like, I just don't have the energy. I really don't. Like, I don't hate him. I don't hate nobody. You know, like, I'm not one of those females that's looking like, go smash somebody, go fuck somebody. Excuse my language. I don't really like to cuss, but I had to. Some people probably don't know what smash is. I could probably got some older audience watching me. But I don't seek revenge. I think about it, but then when I think about me doing those things, it hurts my chest. Like, I cannot do that. I personally cannot do what you did to me. Like, trust me, I wish I could put a block on me to do it, but I can't. I could express angrily how you hurt me, but I can't go sneaking and getting into bed with people and doing all that crazy shit. Like, I gotta be able to go to sleep at night, and there's no way I could lay next to somebody I love knowing that I wronged them. Like, that's some next level devil shit, and I just cannot do it. So I'm choosing to go on this journey alone, and I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but I know that when I'm by myself, I work good, I relax good, my shoulders could drop, I could create, all of the things that make me happy I could do when I'm by myself, because I've always been that my mom's kid that got creative by myself. I'm the only girl. So I didn't really grow up really having no real friends that were weird like me. So that's why as the years when I progressed and I changed it and I started getting into makeup and doing my hair and fashion and my personality, it was like a shock to everybody, because the best parts of me I always save for my family. Like, as aggravating and as a nuisance as they can be, like, they get me at the end of the day. Like, I never seem to not amaze them. Like, they're all back home cheering for me because I am the one, the sacrificial lamb that said, fuck that shit, y'all. I gotta get up out of here. Like, I gotta go live my life. Like, I gotta go and travel. I gotta go and make it. I gotta do it. I gotta work no matter what. That's always been my personality. Since a kid, I've always been like the doer, the little, like, when I think about myself as a kid and now, it's like nothing has really changed besides my nose spreading and my body getting bigger. But I still have that playful spirit. And I'll be damned if I lose any parts of me due to a relationship that is not matured enough, you know? Like, so this is part one of my, I feel like I'm in a confession, but I feel good, you know? Like, I don't have to have a mask on, or I don't have to not post because I'm not ready to get over this hump or this obstacle. Like, it's a good way to do things and it's a bad way to do things, and I don't live in secret. Like, I never forget my cousins used to say, if you do, and I used to say this to my cousin too, when she was my next door neighbor, if you do something in the dark, it's going to come to the light. And never do something in the dark that you're afraid of coming to the light. Those are your teachers. All these things that your ancestors, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncles, your cousins, your who's, whatever, your friends say to you that's positive and you can feel it in your chest, those are things that you should keep with you when they're not around. Because, you know, we all have an expiration date. We all leave in this earth. And what your ancestors done for you, or I'm speaking for me, but also for you, what your ancestors have done for you, because a lot of people say their family never did nothing for them. You know, I used to be one of those people that said that until I had spiritually awakened. Is they do the inner work to produce the outer work as much as they can, whether that's showing you that a job is the way or family is the way. They do it through their actions, so that once you get it and you listen to all the things they told you not to do, whether that's not to drink or go off your path and stay, you know, people who have those stern parents, so that when you get in a position like this, you have the mind, now you know all of that stuff. Now you could just focus on what the fuck you need to do, you know? And I don't mean to cuss, but like, that's how it's coming out. And I'm just so grateful that my family seen that in me. I feel so grateful, even though it's pressure. It's been a great amount of pressure. I am so grateful that they believe in me. But anyway, you guys have a great day. I don't know what personality I may get back on here with later on, but I need to head out. I always am outside late driving, and I really am trying to change my schedule and my routine being out so late. So I'm going to catch up with y'all later, and I just hope that this video is inspiring to somebody out there watching me, wondering, going through a hard time in their life. Maybe we can relate. Comment down below. Subscribe, click the link down below. I will be on YouTube and every other site once I get into fruition. I just signed my first influencer contract once again, and I will be getting back to the ways of myself. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, Baby Yoda. Bye.